All right, so in this video, I want to talk about the 16 of Nashua getting contacted by the FBI. I think this was Tuesday morning. The 16 posted this. He says, the feds came knocking at my door today. We'll be filling y'all in on what happened to me at 4 p.m. on Wednesday on YouTube. And then shortly after this post, he posts a video talking into the camera saying this.
When it showed up, I was wearing a red Nike Tech. Not exactly the definition of fresh. I got a crazy update. I'm going to do the Good Diligent podcaster thing, and I'm going to save it for tomorrow at 4 p.m.
So the 16's trying to create hype for his next show. He's saying that he's going to be revealing what the feds told him and everything. So he's plugging his show.
Welcome to Rich House Reviews, man. I'm looking at point and shoot's perspective. He got some big, he got a funny perspective on things. Make sure y'all check out his channel. He's talking about Adam22 getting visited by, the federal agents and all of that. But his perspective is definitely deep. And he talks about some things that I didn't even pay attention to. All right? You guys like the vibe here. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's get right back to it.
Yo, he's trying to get that hype. He's desperate for that hype. And so the next morning rolls around, and Three Fingers Whack posts this on his Instagram. Talking about, they double back on Adam. They got him this morning. Real shit. Oh, and Brick Baby might be in trouble. Do you think Adam is going to tell them what they want to do to bed? And he's, this is fucking stupid. Everyone knew that this was just the 16 trying to go viral. So he put Three Fingers Whack up to posting this in order to get it going viral, which it didn't. Everyone looked at this and said, this is obviously a play. And so Three Fingers Whack took it a step further and tried to double down on this lie. And so later on that...
I'm going to be honest with y'all. If you don't see what Whack 100 doing a mile away, then you must have not ever been around people that are very smart and know how to read the room. Read in the comments if you've ever been around a person like that knows how to read the room. And if you become a victim, because some people don't read the room, and then he becomes the mass in the room. So that's what it is with Whack 100. He knows how to read the room. And if you don't know how to read the room, you're a victim.
Day on the No Jumper News, Whack Three Fingers calls in and tells this idiotic lie story to Remo about how his attorney is trying to get the 16 out of custody.
I said the same thing.
This is actually incredibly stupid. Watch this.
What's up, man? I just called my attorney, try to get him down there so Adam don't be doing no telling, bro.
Man, they saying Adam locked up all on the blogs. What's going on?
They came and got him this morning, bro. They doubled back. They came by and we try and have him out.
Adam texts me every day, and I ain't heard from him today.
Listen, he should be free by 2:30.
It is really fascinating to me how Three Fingers Whack has turned himself into a source of laughter. He's a lol cow. No one respects him. And you're going to see in this next clip, Almighty Dodson sort of marks him out for being a lying buffoon. Look at this.
Today, and I ain't heard from him today.
Listen, he should be free by 2:30.
Why? Why 2:30 or why not 2 o'clock?
Well, no, he just said 2:30 at the latest. So I'm telling them, shit. I'm telling them ASAP. I don't want bro to sit in there.
So this was a failed attempt at getting a lie to go viral.
Yeah, that did look bad.
And the 16...
Hey, you got to realize is everybody knows that the feds were at your door. I mean, it's not something I think he could have kept to himself. It's not something you could have really kept to yourself. So everybody knows. I mean, Whack, once again, he know how to capitalize off of every moment and read the room.
Shamelessly admitted to this.
Second of all, I thought you were locked up, Adam. What's going on?
Nah, that was Cap. Yeah, that was Cap. But
so the 16 admits that was just a fake publicity stunt to get hype around this next podcast, which featured these guys from Long Beach who call themselves the Viral Way Podcast. I want to be clear.
Yeah, I know
they
who
are
they was.
far from viral.
the Viral Way Podcast, who, believe it or not, we were already planning on having them
on. So the
on.
16 participates in a hoax to overhype this show only to feature this lame-ass podcast from Long Beach?
Oh,
These guys are boring as fuck. These guys were so fucking annoying. I turned it off. I was like, these guys fucking suck. And everyone in the Reddit hates them too and calls them hypocrites and calls them stupid goofies because they used to badmouth the 16 not that long ago.
Online with a random white BMX skateboarder, that's when I knew the culture was done.
Hold on. That's what you can't do. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's goofy. And I'm going to tell you why that's goofy, because stand on it and don't go on the show. You can't do all of that, and then now we sitting here and we looking at you clowning Adam. Adam probably don't even know about this video, and I just feel like me, for instance, I don't have a problem with Adam22. I don't have a problem with none of the people that I talk about on this channel. What I have a problem with is the way they move in the culture, and I point out the inconsistencies in the way that people move in the culture. That's just what I do. But I'm not gonna point out the inconsistencies and then sit on a show with you, and at that point I'm in your realm and I'm under your control, and that's exactly what he is right now.
With a random white BMX skateboarder, that's when I knew the culture was done.
So I'm thinking, why would the 16 be interested in these guys as on-camera talent to host the show? This is Brick Baby's show, and to make matters worse, these are Brick Baby's enemies. They don't get along with Brick Baby. And here they are on Brick Baby's show as he sits in jail as the 16 sort of showcases them. This made me sick to my stomach. And I want to point out that these guys get no views. The Viral Way podcast gets no views. They get like 300 views. And this is something the 16 has made fun of other platforms for in the past, not getting any views.
Me be a star of any room I walk into. What are you talking about? Your podcast gets 300 views. And have people come up to me.
So I was like, why would he want the Viral podcast to have anything to do with No Jump?
Once again, this is what I be talking about on these videos. Why? Y'all be getting mad at somebody that's telling you what they is. Sometimes you got to be mad at yourself because he's telling you exactly what he is. The dude literally got his ops on the show. That's crazy.
And then I realized, it's because he wants to manipulate Crips. What? He wants these Crips to come on and agree with him. So he's got to get some Crips in that fucking building, and that's what I think's going on. And the Viral Way podcast is near the bottom. I mean, these guys are going absolutely nowhere, and so they really are looking for that opportunity to be a No Jumper Crip. And so it's a glaze-a-thon. And so they're agreeing with the 16. They're agreeing with the narrative that he has no responsibility in getting people to incriminate themselves.
As far as guests that come on and willingly tell on themselves, that's 100% on them.
Okay,
I don't blame platforms for dumbasses coming on the internet where the police are watching.
Okay, I'm getting so sick of this narrative that people say, it's not the platform's fault. It's the person that self-snitches on the platform. It's their fault. And technically, it's true. It is ultimately the person's fault who self-snitches and answers the question. But the interviewer also has a responsibility to ask ethical questions. They're not going to deliberately incriminate someone for the sake of views.
Yeah, it's like
I would
taking
agree
advantage.
that a guest on a podcast, if they make a slip of the tongue or if they just talk too much and incriminate themselves, that's their fault. But if they're being interrogated and coerced into answering questions about specific crimes, that's where the interviewer has a responsibility not to do that.
I saw this video that alleged that it was you involved in this crazy.
Hey, yo, if you got to this part of the video, I need you to subscribe right now because a lot of people just act like the button don't even exist. So go subscribe. Also got 3 channels above my head that might be more to your liking. Make sure you subscribing at the top, bell.
Yes, shootout. What was that situation?
This is how you're supposed to respond on the Adam22.
Maybe it might not have been you. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't think it was me.
Okay. But that wasn't related to any of the cases that you caught?
That's how you're supposed to respond.
Played. Okay. So
people are using that clip as an example of what you should do if the 16 is asking you police questions. You simply just don't answer. And people say, look, problem solved. Just don't answer the questions. But the problem with that is the 16 sometimes brings people on just to talk about gang politics. And so if there's nothing else for them to talk about, if they don't have anything else going on, the 16 sort of gets upset. He starts getting mad.
I love that you've got this fucking weird ass demeanor for this podcast though. This is gonna be interesting. Right before I sat down, you're like, don't ask me about any street shit. The thing that you brought up was like a past affiliate of yours sort of ran his mouth about you in a recent interview. You don't want to clap back at him?
My mama always taught me the best reaction is no reaction.
That doesn't seem like it's really been much of a thing in the drill community. A lot of reactions.
That's the drill.
So I'm not saying that it's not ultimately the fault of the person answering the questions and incriminating them. I'm not saying that it's not ultimately their fault. What I'm saying is that this cuck is predatory in his line of questioning. Sometimes he brings people in
really
just to talk about gang shit.
I mean, he's really good at what he does. And I think that if you know that what he does and you still go there, then you have to just be good with it. I feel like, go there with somebody that can, help double check the questions.
That's all he's interested in. And sometimes, and he's even said in the past that if you're not interested in talking about this gangster shit, then you can get the fuck out. Listen to this.
Right, that's insane. If I had actually took him at his word right there, I would have probably just said like, all right, you could just drive back to Vegas and not do this.
And I also wanted to point out that the 16 doesn't just ask a question and then if the person becomes uncomfortable, they quickly move on. The 16 just keeps hammering that question, and that's disrespectful. And it's coercive, too, in my opinion, because you're sort of saying that you're going to penalize them by not, fucking with them or sending them home or whatever if they don't answer your line of questioning. This is very coercive.
That's what I'm saying. You got to hop in the Kia with mad pipes, go take care of what you're going to take care of, and then you leave the Kia wherever
take
you
care
feel
of what?
like leaving.
We don't do none of that.
Oh, for real? Yeah. You need to get the out of here.
Hell no.
Real ones only at this table. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
And so the top comment for this interview is, who watching this after he just got booked? What? So he got booked, and maybe he got booked for this interview. Who knows?
Wow.
It makes you wonder, though, because the 16 was saying some very interesting things in this interview that I want to actually show you. Watch this.
The cops ask me about y'all all the time. I don't tell them nothing.
What was this?
I had the Chicago PD on my line earlier asking me if I could get some information about you guys behind the scenes.
Oh, man.
They're like, hey,
the guy.
please report back to us.
Hey, give me the Glock right now.
We have a whole...
The messed up part is that 1,000 people came after this interview.
Whole arrangement.
No, hell no.
I've been going back. I've been giving them all kinds of info.
No. We not doing that.
I might be trolling you.
No, why?
I got the whole building wired,
Oh, shit.
Oh, hell no.
Did your tattoos?
All those hats we were talking about off camera, yeah, that's all on camera.
No, he no hats.
Ah, no.
So the 16 says that he is talking to Chicago PD about his guests. That's pretty crazy. And he says the place is wired. What is going on? This was like 6 months ago. That's really crazy. No wonder everyone's been going to jail lately.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I want to play you a clip from 4 Extra's hood vlog that he got arrested for shortly thereafter.
Wow.
And listen to what the 16 says in this vlog.
If you're like me, you might be wondering, where are the cops in all this? I don't know. But we've been dominating this block for like 45 minutes right now, and I ain't seen a goddamn cop car roll by. So
look,
apparently they got a little hood permit going. Ain't nobody saying
shit. So the 16 obviously has a little bit of a cop fetish going on here.
That's crazy. The only one talking about cops.
Let's actually get down to what we came here for, which is the feds. I want to hear what the feds had to say.
While I'm in my house, I'm playing poker on my computer, a guy comes to my front door, and I didn't actually even know, but my girl was communicating with him through the box in the front of our house with the camera. She texts me, she says, a dude is here from the FBI, and basically he's trying to serve you with a subpoena. And so she told him, like a ride or die would, he told him, Adam's not here, and he's off at work or whatever. I forget what she told him. And so,
wow, so the 16 is lying again. This is insane. So he's saying that his wife committed obstruction of justice. Is that obstruction of justice? Yeah. If Lena the Plug lied to the FBI while relaying messages to the person they're looking for, isn't that obstruction of justice? What is going on? So I just want to say that story that the 16 gave was bullshit. Now, I do believe that she may have lied to the FBI and said, oh, I think he may have gone to work. I don't think he's home.
All right. So I actually do know what they came for. They did not come because Adam22 is this big fed. No, they didn't do that. They actually came because they want to know the stipulations of the cease and desist letter that Big U filed with No Jumper. Okay. Now, I talked about this on a video that I did before this one on this channel. I want you guys to go check that out. Make sure you guys subscribe at the top bell, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here.